Welcome to PHP Essential Training. My name is Kevin Skoglund, and I run a web development company called Pixel and Press. I develop websites and web applications in HTML, PHP, ASP, and Ruby on Rails. I'm also the lead web developer for the Flash Forward conference, which is produced by lynda.com. I'm excited to be teaching you PHP today because PHP is going to allow you to create everything from very simple web pages with dynamic content to full-featured web applications that connect to back-end databases. You'll be able to develop websites that are better, and you'll be able to develop much more efficiently. If you've been using HTML to develop websites, PHP is a great next step for you. It's also a good introduction to computer programming in general if you haven't done any before. PHP has been around long enough to develop and to mature, and it's gone from a small open-source project with a cult following to the most popular tool for creating dynamic web pages. Because it's so popular, you may even be coming to this movie hoping not just to learn PHP, but to first find out what it is and if it's right for you. During this essential training tutorial, I won't assume that you have any prior programming experience beyond HTML, and you'll definitely want to know HTML before trying to learn PHP. PHP is going to build on the foundation of HTML, and the results of a page of PHP will be to send HTML to a browser. Some basic knowledge on how to style HTML with CSS, or cascading style sheets, will be helpful, but it won't be necessary. In this essential training tutorial, I'm going to start with the fundamentals of the PHP language, then move to real-world techniques that you can use, and then cover the basics of working with the MySQL database, and finally, help you to build your first PHP application, a content management system. Each chapter is going to be a building block along the way to having a complete understanding of the language and what you can do with it. At the same time, I'm going to try to give you an idea of the bigger picture of web development, because I believe that it's essential for you to understand why you need to use certain techniques, not just to learn to use them. It's that larger context that will allow you to become a real web developer, and that's perhaps even more valuable than learning any single web programming language. Of course, we can't cover everything there is to know or consider about web application development, but I will give you a good foundation and get you on the right track. Because we are going to be learning PHP in sections, you may want to use this tutorial in bite-sized chunks. Learn a chunk, then go off and experiment on your own with what you've just learned, and then come back for the next chunk. I encourage you to experiment. It's the best way for you to learn to do it for yourself, and my number one goal in this training title is for you to be able to do it for yourself. I'm excited, and I hope you are too. So let's get started learning PHP.